Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to be doing a Raspberry Pi project. I am calling it traffic lights. Visualize a busy junction with traffic coming from two sides, namely side 1 and side 2. Because it is a busy junction, we want traffic coming from only one side at a time. So if side 1 is allowed to move, side 2 should be blocked and vice versa. So that is what I am going to be simulating in this project. Let us look at how the circuit is set up. So here is my Raspberry Pi, which is connected by a ribbon cable to the GPIO extension board, which is in turn sitting on the breadboard. In my previous videos, I have already talked about Raspberry Pi basics and how you can use the GPIO extension board to programmatically control electronic circuits. Be sure to check them out. As I explained earlier, in this project we have traffic coming from two opposite sides, side 1 and side 2. I have the three LED lights for each side representing the red, amber and green LED traffic lights. The positive ends of each LED light is connected to an individual GPIO pin on the extension board. For example, side 1's red light is connected to GPIO 4, side 1's amber light is connected to GPIO 17, and side 1's green light is connected to GPIO 22. And similarly, the positive ends of the lights on side 2 are connected to individual GPIO pins on the extension board. The negative end of each LED light is connected to a 100 ohm resistor, which controls the flow of electricity that goes to each LED light. The other end of the resistor is connected to the ground, which in turn is connected to the third pin on the right side of the extension of the breadboard. I mean, it's connected to the third pin on the extension board, which is the ground pin. So, we have seen how the circuit is set up. Now let us take a look at the program. Okay, so here I am on my Raspberry Pi and I have opened up the traffic lights program which I have written here, and I'll be taking you through this program step by step. So first of all, I have imported certain modules that will be necessary to be able to control the GPIO pins on the extension board. So these two lines, these two lines are the importing of those modules. Then I have defined, down here I have defined certain variables. These three variables here, they represent the number of the GPIO pin corresponding to the LED light. So side 1 red is connected to GPIO 4, side 1 yellow is connected to GPIO 17, and side 1 green is connected to GPIO 20. And the next three variables represent the exact same things for side 2's LED lights. Down here, the next three variables here, they represent the time for which each color light will glow before going off. So red lights will stay for 15 seconds before going off, the yellow light will stay for 3 seconds before going off, and the green light will also stay for 15 seconds before going off. And here I have defined a variable called side active, and this variable represents the side that's currently active. So the side that's currently active means the side in which the green light is currently glowing, which means the side through which traffic is moving. So we want our program to by default set the side that's currently active to be side 2. So by default, from side 2 traffic will be moving. Here I have defined a function that's called toggle side. We'll come to this later. Now here I have set the GPIO mode to be GPIO.BCM. So here there are two things where we can put inside these brackets. We can either set the mode to be GPIO.BCM or GPIO.board. So GPIO.BCM allows us to access the GPIO pins by using their respective numbers on the GPIO extension board. I've already talked about this in my previous video, so be sure to check that out. GPIO.board, on the other hand, lets us to access the pins by simply using the number of the hole on the breadboard as it appears. So that's what I have done on this line. Next, I have set up all the pins we will be using in the program to GPIO.out, which means that we will only be sending data from here out to the board. We won't be receiving anything from the board. We will only be outputting the program. So we won't be receiving anything from the board. We will only send this program to the GPIO board to be executed. Next, I have set the lights to start glowing by default when we first execute the program. So we want side 1's red light to start glowing as soon as we execute the program, and we want the other 2 lights to not glow. And we want side 2's green light to start glowing by default, and we want the other 2 lights to be switched off. And then we sleep for the desired amount of time before switching these lights off. Next, here I have set up a while true loop, which is basically an infinite loop, and all that's inside this loop, so all we do inside this loop is executing the toggle side function. So this loop basically infinitely executes toggle side until I terminate the program by pressing Ctrl+C. So the toggle side function toggles the active side between side 1 and side 2. So if side 1 is active, it makes side 2 active, and if side 2 is active, it makes side 1 active. So let me explain this function in more detail. So here at the starting of the function, I have made side active a global variable. So first, when I define side active here, I have defined it outside the function, which makes it a local variable, and that means I cannot access it inside the function until I make it a global variable. And that's exactly what I have done here in the first line. Next, I have set up an if statement. So if the side that's currently active is equal to side 1, then we need to deactivate side 1 and make side 2 active. So we switch the side 1 green light off and switch its red light on. So now side 1 is deactivated, and we need to continue the program by activating side 2. So here I have switched off side 2's red light and switched on the green light, activating side 2, and then I have kept it on for the desired amount of time. And now the side that's currently active is set to side 2. Otherwise, if the side that's currently active is side 2, then we need to deactivate that side and make side 1 active. So here, in order to do that, I have first switched off the green light of side 2 and switched its red light on. So that deactivates side 2. Next, in order to activate side 1, after that, I have switched off the red light of side 1 and switched its green light on, hence activating side 1. Then I have kept the side 1 green light on for the desired amount of time, and now the side that's currently active is side 1.
We have reviewed the program. Now let us see it in action on the circuit board.
So, as we saw in the program, to start with, traffic from side 2 will be allowed, which means that the green light will be glowing, and traffic from side 1 will be blocked, which means that the red light will be glowing. So let me execute the program here. So there you go. As expected, the green light on side 2 and the red light on side 1 have started glowing. Now, the green light on side 2 will change to yellow and then to red. So it's changed to yellow and then to red, while side 1's yellow light is on, and then it goes to green. So now side 1 is green and side 2 is red. Now side 1 will change back to red Yeah, and side 2 will change back to green. And so that completes one complete cycle. So with this, we have gone back to where we have started, and this loop will keep going on and on until I terminate the program. So I've stopped the program here. Let me go back to Python and do a cleanup. So now I have done a cleanup and the lights have stopped glowing. So that was my traffic lights project. I hope you liked it. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button down below. Share this video. Subscribe to my channel and don't forget to ring the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any new video. Thanks for watching.